What's up, guys? It is Corey from Super Comic Guru 9000, and welcome to my review of One Piece, episode 601. So this was an okay episode of One Piece. It can really be boiled down to the one thing that happened this week, which was Smiley ate a piece of candy. 6 out of 10. There it is, guys. No, I'm going to be more fair to you guys. I am going to tell you guys a little bit more about the positives of this week's episode. But for the most part, this wasn't the most exciting episode of One Piece I've seen in a while. And, it has a lot of baggage. It's a Shonen Jump series. It runs on a weekly basis. It's based on a manga that's running on a weekly basis. So they have to sort of come up with things to make things go away for a long time. And this week was interesting because at the end of last week's episode, it really looked like the experiment was really about to be underway. And it doesn't even really start or even really get started in this episode either. It's just sort of a really, really huge build-up to it. We get to see that Virgo and Monet and even Caesar Clown are all sort of hanging out with all the other characters who are tied up. What is interesting is we do get to see the deal that was made between Caesar Clown and Law, where Law gave up his heart and Monet gave up her heart. And this is really, really interesting. And Monet is a really interesting character. I just want to say that again. She's just really conniving, and I can't really read her that well. And I probably like her because she's pretty attractive. But all in all, this episode was just a gigantic build-up to the moment where Caesar Clown was eventually going to start displaying his brand new weapon to everyone, which is now known as the Shinokune. And it's going to evolve because essentially Smiley is going to eat this giant candy, which is made up of all of the condensed poison from the previous experiment, and that's going to transform him even more so. And it is kind of funny at the end when he's trying to display Smiley to all of the people he's trying to sell it to, and he's trying to act like he kind of has complete control over it. But Smiley doesn't really listen to Caesar Clown at all and immediately starts going for the candy. He's like, oh, wait, nope, you can have the candy, it's all good. But Monet's like, he's not really listening to you. All of this is going on. The Straw Hats are having to be forced to watch this. And even Chopper is sort of hanging back and trying to figure out how the hell he's going to get his friends out of this situation. You have Zoro and their group who are currently running away from Smiley, who had just eaten the candy. You get to see that Nami, who is inside Sanji's body, and Usopp are still alive, as is Brownbeard, I'm very, very sure. I'm sure they're going to team up somehow and try to stop everything that's been going on here. And we even get to see that some of the kids are starting to finally freak out. They finally made their way back into the laboratories, and Caesar Clown has told them to go to the biscuit room. That's where all the candy is going to be. But one of the girls there is finally starting to realize something's not quite right here. I don't really trust these guys in the Monster Incorporated suits. And I don't know, just this whole place, just the vibe is not good, and she starts freaking out and trying to escape, trying to beg for her sister to come and save her. And that is kind of disturbing, but really, the most important thing this week you need to know is that the giant blob ate the giant rare candy from Pokemon, and he's about to evolve into something really crazy. But we're going to have to wait until next week to figure that one out. But like I said, this just wasn't a very good episode, not for me, personally. In some senses it's good because it's going to give a little more characterization, I guess, to maybe some of the side characters we don't see often, like Monet and Virgo. But I know we're going to see them do some interesting things probably later on, so I think this was just another one of those episodes that just padded out a little bit, and that's pretty typical for these Shonen Jump series. So unfortunately, due to the slow pacing, I really can't recommend this episode that much unless you're a hardcore One Piece fan. If you're just getting into the series, this one's probably not going to, sway you any further. But if you are fans of the series, I still think you should at least watch it, if only to, support the series and to see a little bit more of the story given to you. Otherwise, I'd say steer clear up from it. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I know that seems a little harsh, but it just wasn't the greatest episode of One Piece. Simple as that. But I know that the series has a lot of potential, and I know they're going to show us a lot more in the future. So One Piece fans, make sure and check this one out. Everybody else, stay away. So that concludes this review today, guys. I'd love to know what you thought about this week's episode of One Piece, and you can let me know with your comments below. And you guys know the drill. Before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to support our videos. Not only that, you need to check out some of our other videos. I just got done reviewing episode 12 of Attack on Titan. You can check it out up here. It's a really, really great anime series. And remember, we have a ton of other videos. Everything from Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Bleach. It's all there. So make sure and check it out. Thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see you next time, guys.